Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for following us. Thank you very much for watching. And also thank you for sharing some of this content. And as usual, if you find any of this stuff useful, please feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos when they are posted. If you're new to this channel, this is the B-Voy project, which is the best version of yourself, where we share content that is helpful to people who are looking to become better and better at anything. So whether it's personal and it's also business related. So let's get into today's video. So what we're speaking about today is creating non-negotiables. Creating non-negotiables and simple habits that compound. And why are we talking about this? There's certain things that we know we're supposed to be doing, and there's certain things that we know we should be doing, and we change them into nice to haves kind of situation. I'll do them. I definitely want to achieve this. However, what it takes to achieve the thing that I want to achieve, you kind of make it a I did it on Monday and Tuesday, and then I kind of slacked. And then, you kind of end up slowly, you end up not doing it at all. And then you're disappointed that you didn't actually achieve the thing that you said you wanted to do. So what we're talking about today is, if you are serious about achieving that goal, what are the non-negotiables that you need to set, and how do we do that? So there's certain non-negotiables that we can talk about, and I'm going to 5 examples today, which feel free to take them away if they are gonna help you to achieve your goal. But I think these are 5 habits or 5 non-negotiables that are important to take on anyway, whether you're looking to achieve something great or not. Number 1 is to move your body daily. Now, this is the concept of exercise. A lot of people will think, do you know what? I want to lose weight, or I want to increase or improve my health, so I'm gonna start exercising. But exercising to most people means I'm gonna go to the gym for an hour every day. And we're saying, no, if you're starting from 0, you don't need to go to 100, because that's the quickest way to stop. This is why people have New Year's resolution in January, and by the time they get to the 3rd week of January, it's done. It's finished, and they're not continuing with it anymore. It's better to take it slowly and be consistent than to start really high and then fade away, and before you know it, it's December and you're starting that same resolution again. Start to move your body, and if you're someone who doesn't necessarily do much exercise, 10 minutes movement a day to start with is perfectly fine. And what that looks like is different to different individuals. Just 10 minutes movement. If movement for you means walking up and down the stairs in the house and you don't go anywhere, great. If movement for you means you actually walk outside for 10 minutes, if it means you actually jog outside, if it means you actually run for 10 minutes, whatever movement means for you in an achievable and understandable way based on where you are, let's do that. So body movement for 10 minutes to start with. The next one is make your bed. A lot of people underestimate the concept of making your bed. This is not just about making it aesthetically look good. It's about actually setting up your brain essentially at the starts the day in a positive. All right, I just knocked my mic there for a second. It's a concept of actually getting your day started in an organized manner. So if you clean something up, or if you set something straight to start with, which in the morning the first thing you want to be doing is to setting your bed, it actually starts the day in a positive way. It starts the organization of your chaos, because we all have chaos every single day, and you want to start it in an organized manner. So start by doing your bed every day. And this is something that we were taught as kids. You do your bed, and we just take chore, something that you just do because your parents or your caretakers made you do it, but we didn't understand what it does to your brain. So I would recommend that is a habit you take on. That's a discipline and a non-negotiable. You do your bed before you actually get your day started. The next one is no phone for 30 minutes at the start of the day. In a digital age, and the phones, gadgets determine anything and everything that we do. So in the first half an hour of your morning, try by all means to not use your phone, because phones, and especially apps and going into social media, will get you into reaction mode. So you actually jump into what's going on in the world and you start reacting. And then it gets your brain in a reaction mode from the start. First half an hour is meant to be an energy detox where you're actually starting your day on a clear level playing field, and you actually think about the things that you want to do and achieve in the day without having to react. And then it gives you the mental strength to then start handling the challenges that you're about to face. And then you can start looking at what's there. Now, even at the points that you start looking at what's on the phone, I would be asking you to be intentional about what you're looking at. If you're someone who wants to be looking at your emails, or you're looking at WhatsApp, you're looking at social media, be intentional about what it is that you're looking at, where it aligns with that you're trying to achieve. Don't just jump into social media for the sake of it, because it gives you a negative reaction and therefore sets your day in a negative way. If you start reacting from the morning, it doesn't help you in any way whatsoever. So, no phones in the first 30 minutes. Protect your mornings, intention, and focus to avoid reaction behavior. The next one is tackle the hardest task first. Love that one. This is derived from a book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. I would recommend for anyone who actually wants to look into that. So, this is the concept of the most difficult task that you've got in the day is the one that you need to do first. Get that out of the way, and that hit of dopamine at the start for achieving something great in the morning will set you very well for the rest of the day. You'll feel invincible, and whatever other tasks that you have, you'll probably complete them a lot easier. Whereas what most people will probably do is try to avoid that difficult task and take the small ones to try to build the momentum that they can use to face that big task. But then you're actually operating in a level of anxiety because you're anticipating the big task that you're not sure how to handle, and you work around it. So at the start, where your energy level is probably at its highest, at its peak, hit that task, even if it takes you a long period of time. Hit it as much as you possibly can. Do what you can to do it, because if you do achieve that task at the start, it sets you up really well for the rest of the day. So that's another one. The next one is evening journaling. You can make it a morning or evening journaling, but then journaling in general, whether you want to do it morning and evening, it's up to you. But journaling is a great way to show a level of gratitude for the things that you have actually managed to achieve, or the things that are happening around you. It is a natural instinct to identify the things that are not going too great in our lives. That happens naturally. This hasn't been great. This hasn't been good. But journaling, one, it helps you to download your thoughts and write them down so you can look at them on the outside, and you can actually get a better understanding of how you operate and how you think. It helps very much with self awareness. And also, if you can add into the journaling part a bit of gratitude, what are you thankful for about what's happening? Whether it's something that you have done or it's something that's happening around you, just show a bit of gratitude. It's worth actually putting at least three things that you're grateful for, three things that you're grateful that you did. So if you could consider yourself as you in 10 years, what would you be thanking yourself for actually doing that day that has helped you achieve the things that you've achieved in the 10 years? So thank you for doing X. I am grateful that I managed to complete X. Now, also, I am grateful for life. I am grateful for health. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for X, whatever it is that you are grateful for. What that does as well is actually shift your mindset to start focusing on the things that are working well, because naturally we want to identify the things that are not working, and it brings us down. It causes depression and anxiety. So if you actually identify the things that are going well, it actually shifts it a bit so that it balances it out, or even topples it over so that it leans more on the positive side, and it brings your mood up and you start facing your challenges with a better attitude. I hope that makes sense. Those were the 5 things that I wanted us to go through in terms of what are the non-negotiables that I would recommend you start with. But the concept of non-negotiables, I'm hoping, makes sense to you, because it helps you achieve certain things, even when you don't feel like doing it. Decide what those non-negotiables are and make sure you do them. This is something that you have to do. Decide what those are, and you have to do them. And then you can set a program on a daily basis to say, between this time and that time, these are my non-negotiables that I have to do. Nothing should stop me. And you will be grateful for being able to do that on a daily basis at the point that you then eventually hit your target. I hope that kind of makes sense and hope it helps. Now, I just want to go through 3 things that can help you to make these effective and also help you make them stick. What I would like you to think about is try to start small. That's the first thing. And I hinted on it at the start. You want to try to start small in whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's gratitude itself on your journals, whether you want to write just the one thing every day, or you want to step it up to 3, you want to step it up to 5, whatever it is. But if it's something you've never done before, start small on something that's achievable. And the example that we tend to use is just, if you want to make it a habit, you want to make it so easy that you can't say no. It's so easy that you can't say no. All right. And even if it's making your bed, maybe just to start with, put the pillow at the top where it's supposed to be. Right, and start there, and slowly and gradually, once it becomes a habit that I need to be doing something to my bed, you'll start finding yourself actually getting things done, where it moves from your conscious to your subconscious, and that's what we ideally want to do. So start small. The next thing is habit stacking. This is a concept that is brilliant as well, in terms of when you start having your habits, the certain things that you can do at the same time. So, for example, if you decide I'm going to exercise for 10 minutes every day, and your exercising is walking, but at the same time, I want to be reading. Some people prefer to read physically, some people prefer to read as in listen to an audiobook. So you could actually walk whilst you're listening to the audiobook. That's where you're stacking habits together to ensure that certain things happen. And it makes it so much easier to do that. And finally, to track your progress. Start tracking the habits that you're actually taking on. And when you do that, it also helps in ensuring that you know where you were versus where you are now. And that feeling is absolutely fantastic because you can see your progress. That's all for today. And hopefully that's something that is helpful to you guys. And as mentioned before, if you find any of this useful, please feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right. Thanks, guys.